Hello, welcome to Save U.S. Taxes Legally. We're going to start off with three questions. I'm going to give you what's happened, and I'll tell you about myself, and then I'll show you my clients. Number one, do you want to leave a legacy for future generations? Number two, do you want to save U.S. taxes year after year, generations after generations? Number three, do you want to learn the secret of the rich? Hopefully you answered yes to all three questions. Stay with me for the next 25 minutes and you're going to learn the secret of the rich. I believe all U.S. investors, all business owners, all U.S. entrepreneurs, all franchisee owners, and all 1099 income earners need to know this information. It's not taught in schools because it's the secret of the rich. I believe that what if you could save 4, 5, 6 figures in taxes year after year, generation after generation? You could use this money to pay off, to put back into your business, pay off your mortgage, take your family on a well-deserved vacation, to give to a charity, to save for retirement, do whatever you like. What if all lawsuits become obsolete and go away? How much time, money, anxiety, worry just disappear? What if no one knows what you own, where you own it, how much you own, what you do with it, and when you sell it? This is the power of the Spendthrift Trust. My name is Sally Gimmon. I'm the owner of this www.thetrustisyou.com in a free class on the Great Discovery. You go out to my first and last name squished together, www.sallygimmon.com. You're going to get a 23-minute presentation, very similar to this. You're going to get 3 articles from Forbes magazine, 2 pages of case law so you can research this, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. So let's get into this. I know what you're thinking. How come my financial planner or my CPA has not told me this? Great question. There are over 1 million active attorneys in the United States as of today. Only 4% are trust attorneys. A textbook trust attorneys study in law school is called Scott and Asher on Trust, 5th edition. There's an entire chapter dedicated to Spendthrift Trust. If you have access to Black's Law Dictionary, either online or in a law library, it's also in Black's Law Dictionary. This is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B, like Bravo. It has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions. You can't get more legal than this. Now, give you a little bit of history about this. This comes from way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went further back to the 12th century to the Magna Carta and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came from England to the colonies while we were still part of the colonies of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023, before we were a country. Our current tax code, what we are under, went into effect February of 1913, almost 111 years ago. The super rich families of that time, the Carnegies, the DuPonts, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, they made sure they could save taxes. So guess what? We can save taxes. What else was I going to say? The law firm I work on behalf of was founded by Paul Benson, a Harvard law professor who 77 years ago wrote 5 separate trusts to save very specific taxes. Today I'm going to talk about 2 of those trusts. If you want information about the other 3, please don't reach out to me. You're not tax-free. You're saving specific taxes in the trust so you can reinvest that money into your life and spend it the way you like. Now his grandson and great-grandson run the law firm, so the name has changed. But in 77 years, not a single trust has ever been audited, and one trust was examined by a senior IRS agent. 2 weeks, he went down to Houston into the boardroom of the law firm, spent 5 hours going over a business trust. 2 weeks after he did this, he sent an unsolicited letter back to the attorneys saying these are the tax codes he used. If you need a copy of that letter, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you because it's also on the Benson website. So let's get into this. Uh, with the full name of the trust is Irrevocable, Complex, Discretionary, Non-Grantor Spendthrift Trust. I'm going to go over each word. Irrevocable. It goes from generation to generation to generation. The Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust is called the Office. It's 7 generations old and has almost 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number, your tax ID. Some people feel that once you get something into an irrevocable trust, you can't get it out. That's not true. I personally have wholesaled 28 properties since starting my trust in September of 2020. The trust buys the property, the trust sells the property, and I get access to that money with my debit card. Easy peasy. Irrevocable. Complex. This trust can hold money day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, decade to decade. 97% of the trusts sold in the United States are what my mom and dad had and what Susie Orman talks about on PBS television, the family trust. There's nothing wrong with the family trust. The only thing it's designed to do is avoid probate, and then it dissolves and goes away. This is not your mom and dad's trust. This is what the Rockefellers, US presidents, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, the Kennedys all have. So, irrevocable, complex, discretionary. Whoever is the trustee or trustees can make the rules for all the beneficiaries while they're alive, and then also from the grave. True example, I have a husband and wife that have 4 apartment buildings. I just contacted them. They're safe. Their apartment buildings are okay. Thank God for that. But their adult daughter lives in one of the apartments rent-free. She has a slight problem, so mom and dad are requiring her to do 4 random drug tests per month to stay there. She actually took her mom and dad to federal court to sue them. The judge read over the trust, and he said to her, you have 2 options. Option A, pass the 4 drug tests and stay there rent-free. Option B, move out and start paying for your own rent. I don't want to be invited to their Thanksgiving dinner. Irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor. When my mom and dad started their family trust, my mom and dad were the grantors. When both of them passed away, that's when everything dissolved and had to be broken up. With the Spendthrift Trust, you're going to have someone who is not a beneficiary or trustee sign up to be the grantor. You'll need their social security number. It's not a speed bump. I just did this for a client a few weeks ago. They're going to sign up as a grantor or the settler, then sign themselves away, and it makes this trust completely private. The only thing that I would say is it's based in Texas because that's where the law firm is, and nobody will know what else is going on. And then irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor, the 5th element, spendthrift. This has been in front of the United States Supreme Court on 2 separate occasions, and both times it's been favored. You can't get more legal than this. Now, I want you to Google as much as you can because I want you to research this because most people think this is crazy. I know what they're thinking. You know, why hasn't my financial planner said this to me? Why hasn't my CPA told me? Currently, as of today, there are over 1 million active attorneys in the United States. Only 4% are trust attorneys. I think I told you this already, but the textbook they study is Scott Nasher on trusts. When you Google tax code 643B, like Bravo, you will find an opinion letter from the IRS dated September 11th, 2018. They do not like tax code 643B. They do not like the irrevocable, complex, discretionary, non-grantor spendthrift trust. It's their opinion. Only Congress can change the tax code. Too many US presidents, senators, and congresspeople know about the spendthrift trust. It's the richest best kept secret. The only thing that's changing is taxes are going up and up and up. Now, since we're spending some time together, I want to tell you a little bit about my story. October 2018 was my watershed month. I was working as a Medicare broker in Phoenix, Arizona, and my oldest nephew was getting married in Charlotte, North Carolina, October 28th, 2018. If you know anything about open enrollment, it's from October 7th to December 5th. I requested the Friday before the wedding and the Monday after the wedding off, and I was denied. Didn't like working for the company before that, and liked it less. Second thing that happened, a week after that happening, my 3-week-old sports car with a moonroof, you need that in Phoenix, Arizona on hot nights. I'm driving to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm Indian School Road. I'm the second car through on a green light. Some idiot runs the red light, T-bones me on my passenger side. He has no insurance. I had uninsured motorist property damage for $25,000. My note on the car was higher than that. All of a sudden, I go from being comfortable to having two loans and eating ramen noodles twice a week. I'm 53 years old. I'm not in college anymore. Yikes. And third thing that happened, my mom and dad, who lived in Goodyear, Arizona, about 25 miles west of Phoenix on I-10, drove from Goodyear to Charlotte for the wedding. Thursday before the wedding, my dad calls me and says, my mom's in the emergency room. They're not sure what's wrong. He'll keep me informed. I worked Friday before the wedding until 8 o'clock at night, drove myself to Sky Harbor Airport, took a red eye from Phoenix to Charlotte, landed about 7:20 in the morning. Family tradition, go out to IHOP for breakfast because there's nothing outside TSA at Charlotte Airport. It's the weirdest airport ever. Then my dad takes me to the hospital to see my mom. I walk in on on the priest giving my mom last rites. I wasn't ready for that. 3 o'clock that afternoon, I go to this fantastic wedding with cousins from New Zealand and Ireland and relatives from Singapore, all kinds of people. Fantastic wedding. Sunday, my sister-in-law puts on this beautiful buffet for all of us who came out of town. My dad takes me at 12:30 to see my mom at the hospital, and then drops me off at the airport because I had to fly home because I had to be at work at 6 o'clock Monday morning. It ended up, my mom had septic of the blood or blood poisoning. She was on the ventilator for 13 months, in a hospital 15 months. She got better. She came home. She lost her memory for 13 months, but it got into her pacemaker. So they had to do open heart surgery, take out her old pacemaker and put in her new pacemaker. My dad, who was only going to be gone for 2 weeks, ended up staying in Charlotte for 9 months. I was going out to their house once a week to do the mail and send him what he needed. First week of December, there's a letter that's 27 pages thick. That's my mom's Medicare statement for the first month on a ventilator in an emergency room. When I opened it up, it said in big bold letters it was $72,000. My dad was a retired military officer. She was getting the best care possible. I'm standing in my mom and dad's kitchen. I have a $10,000 deductible on my health insurance. Thank God that accident in October, I was not injured, just mad as hell. I have mortgage. I have student loans because I went to graduate school. I have 2 car notes. I've got credit card debt. I'm a mess and I hate my job. So right then and there, in my parents' kitchen, I called my friend Glenn, who had invited me to a real estate meeting in August of 2018. And I said, put things on hold. I literally said to Glenn, and he laughs about this, I need to change my life starting today. He's like, Sally, good news for you. Next Saturday, we're having a Christmas potluck dinner. Get a $5 gift, bring some food, and meet my fellow real estate investors. I don't know about y'all, but going to a party where you don't know anyone, a little bit scary. I went. It's kind of funny. As I'm trying to get into the apartment building on Camelback Road, I actually met my second cousin that we didn't know we were cousins, but kind of funny. So I go to the party. I meet the fellow real estate investors. I meet my mentor, Jay Tannenbaum. And in 2019, with his help, I wholesaled 7 properties nationwide, bank-owned properties nationwide. I paid off $184,000 in debt. Woohoo! Sally, the house is paid for, her student loans are paid for, her credit cards are paid for, her car notes are paid for. She's debt-free and has $50,000 sitting in the bank account for short-term capital gains. Let me share my screen right now and show you this because so few people know about this because death and taxes are a taboo subject. There are 7 different tax brackets and 4 ways to file your taxes. Single is the most expensive way. Head of household, married jointly, cheapest way, and married separately. So there's 7 different tax brackets. My tax bracket was 22%. On April 4th of 2020, my CPA calls me and says, congratulations, Sally. You made so much money. Your tax bracket went from 22% to 24%. And I'm like, how's that? Congratulations. He's like, set up an appointment with me because we'll go over this. I go out to his office in Scottsdale on April 7th. He's setting me up on a payment plan. I have 12 months to pay off my capital gains. And then I get my parking validated. I go down to the parking garage and I literally cried for 20 minutes. If you know where Scottsdale is, it's east of Phoenix. I'm driving back into Phoenix at sunset, tears running down my face. My boyfriend made dinner. We sat across from each other going, $24,000. I took out a HELOC on my paid off house, which completely defeats the purpose of being paid off, but I took care of my bill. My mom, who's Irish, my great aunt Kitty in Ireland, always made a comment about sleep on it. A fabulous book to read is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I went to bed thinking, how am I going to get $24,000? I wake up 5 a.m., bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and start getting on the internet because 3 months earlier, I had read an article about the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office, and if they can save taxes, Sally Gibbons going to save taxes. I spent 5 months researching the Spendthrift Trust. Oh, I want to show this to you before next slide. Give me 1 second. This is before President Trump takes office. He says he's going to reverse taxes. I don't know if he will or not. This is currently what is at NerdWallet. If you're making $100,000 a year, at single, your taxes are going up by $1,566 in 2025. Head of household is going to go up by $1,518. Married jointly is going up by $1,183, and married filing separately is going up to $1,691. Again, this is January 13th, 2025. I don't know what will happen when the president, what he rolls back. So I started my trust in September 2020. Oops, too far. This is my first property I put in there. I bought it in July of 2020 for $20,000. I knew when it went to auction for $50,000, that $30,000 spread in between at 24%, I would owe $7,110. I had to wait until COVID restrictions were lifted. So on August 28th of 2021, I finally went to auction, and it went from $50,000 up to $64,326. Woohoo! Sally just made $44,326 without lifting a hammer. This is the way I like to invest. This is what Jay Tannenbaum taught me. But more importantly, at 10%, more importantly, at 24%, I got to save $10,368 that I would never have to pay back to the federal government, and I just reinvested into more real estate. I'm not trying to crow, but since September of 2020, I've wholesaled 28 properties. I have 11 notes. I have 3 rental properties. And I have 3 seller financing houses, and I'm not paying taxes on anything. Now, this chart shows if you make $50,000 in profits, I don't care if you've got short-term capital gains. So if you are wholesaling, fix and flipping, auction houses, tax liens, selling crypto, or doing forex investing, you're going to pay short-term capital gains. Interest income taxes are for passive investors, people who are mutual funds. Maybe you're in a REIT. Maybe you're doing subject to real estate. You're doing the BRRRR strategy. My notes, where I'm the paper on the house, people pay me their mortgage. That's interest income taxes. Creative financing and seller financing. Dividend income taxes. If you're in the stock market, if you're a day trader, if you're doing options trading, maybe you're doing futures trading, you're doing commodities, you're going to save taxes. Rental income taxes. If you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, 30 doors. Maybe you have apartment buildings, multifamily places, commercial property. Maybe you're doing arbitrage, rental arbitrage or Airbnb arbitrage. Yes, you can put properties that have depreciation or cost averaging into the trust. Once you start the trust, you'll never have to do that again because you're saving the rental income taxes. And one that's not on here is royalty income taxes. They're a little bit less. They're taxed between 10% to 35%. But if you have talent, I don't. So if you are an actor, an actress, an author, an artist, maybe you're in the NFT world, and maybe you have copyrights, you have intellectual property or patents, you're going to be saving taxes year after year, generation after generation. Again, with what I'm doing, I wholesale. I have 3 rentals. I have 12 notes. So that's interest income taxes. I have rental income taxes. I have 3 seller financing houses, and my friend Glenn does my dividend, my options trading for me. I don't pay taxes on any of that. It's an amazing thing. So that's the beneficial trust. All 5 trusts are going to save you in 3 very important ways. Number 1, save you taxes year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, it's going to keep your information completely private. When I started real estate investing, I was told get an LLC for each one of my properties. When I started my trust in September of 2020, I shut down 6 LLCs and moved those properties into the trust. Uh, LLCs, S Corp, and C Corps are statutory or state laws. What they do in Arizona is different than what I do here in North Carolina, but I don't have any LLCs in North Carolina. But anyone can research the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission on for all LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps. I'm not sure if you realize that 40% of LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps get sued every year. Third way you save, all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. True story for you. One of my clients, his name's Patrick. He has over 100 doors in Chicago. I know him from my real estate group. I have not seen his RV, but knowing Patrick's taste, it's one of these beautiful $250,000 RVs. This past summer, he couldn't slow down for traffic. He hit the car in front of him that got pushed into the car in front of her. His insurance card showed the trust's name because the trust owns the RV and pays for the gas and the title on it. Patrick's Illinois driver's license showed Patrick's name. 6 weeks after the accident, he gets a $500,000 lawsuit for pain and suffering because the woman who got squished saw this beautiful RV. Has no idea how much he's worth, but thinks she's going to get a lot of money from this. He calls me and I said, Patrick, you've got the name of the attorney. Send the first page of the trust to that attorney and say, good luck. He had $100,000 on his insurance, his vehicle insurance that paid for her pain and suffering. That's all she got. He calls me back. He's like, you're saving me rental income taxes. You're saving me all kinds of stuff. I need to tell more people about this. I'm like, Patrick, you have my affiliate thing. Tell as many people as you can. So again, this is the beneficial trust. The 5 taxes you'll save are short-term and long-term capital gains. You'll save interest income taxes, dividend income taxes, rental income taxes, and royalty income taxes. Now we're shifting and we're going to talk about the business trust. This is for U.S. business owners, entrepreneurs, franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners. If you are a hairdresser, if you are a digital marketer, if you're a realtor, if you're an affiliate marketer, and you're making at least $80,000 a year, you need to be knowing about the Spendthrift Trust. These are some of my clients. Husband and wife who have a mechanic store in New Jersey. 3 grown adult children, want nothing to do with it. In September, he went to the local high school, hired 2 kids who want to learn auto mechanics, paying them $15 an hour, open later in the evening, and on Saturdays, so he's bringing in more work. A salon owner, she has 2 salons and a salon school in Los Angeles. I just called her. Thank God she's safe. Nothing burned down for her. She's making over $1 million a year, and she's saving monthly $33,467 a month. That's more than some people make in a year. A Shopify owner who sells earrings. I bought these from her. This was back in 2023. She went from 22% to 24%, just like I did. And she's saving $1,444 when she started the trust. Her shop has grown month after month after month, so she's saving more than that now. A home inspection company in Ohio. In 2024, they saved $6,104 per month that just put back into the business. A real estate broker in Illinois. I made a presentation to his top 7 agents. They all bought Business Spendthrift Trust. The real estate broker made an extra $7,000 as my affiliate, but on top of the $4,979 he's saving. A dentist in San Diego is saving $2,483 that he says he's going to pay towards his student loans. An HVAC owner. The business broker brought me the gentleman who was selling the business. He saved long-term capital gains. And then the gentleman who's buying it is now going to save $20,052 per month. And he plans to add 2 more HVAC truck drivers, people in the new year. The real estate agent on one house in August of 2023, she has sold 6 more houses in 2024 and got to save all the money. A business coach in Indiana is saving $4,893 per month. A chiropractor in upstate New York is saving $6,352. A gentleman with the 2 sub shops in Ohio used his $40,122 to open a 3rd sub shop in Ohio. An Amazon store owner in Oregon is saving $4,701 per month. My commercial lighting salesman in Chicago. He's only working 3 days a week because he hated paying taxes. Well, now he says he's going to work 5 days a week. So he'll be saving more than $3,615 per month. And finally, a paid speaker in Idaho is saving $3,510 per month. Now, I talked about short-term capital gains like federal income taxes. Long-term capital gains are a year or more and affect you when you sell a restaurant. When you sell your business, when you sell an investment property, a baseball card, or anything else. They're currently at 15 or 20%. This is a true story. The son saw my video on TikTok. His mom and dad were selling the restaurant March 30th of 2023. And with the Spendthrift Trust at 15%, they saved $450,000. At 20%, they saved $600,000. We did not have to pay April 15th of 2024. We did have to contact their business broker, Sam. Sam's like, hey, I get paid 1099 income. I need to get the business trust. He did. Sam tells Michael, the gentleman who's buying the restaurant, it's going to be his 7th restaurant in 3 different states, about how he can save federal and state income taxes. And Michael bought the business trust, and Sam got paid $1,000. This is just an easy example of my favorite pizzeria here in the Charlotte area. Back in March of 2022, I took my friend Ingrid door knocking on a cold, blistery day. We showed up to get a New York style white pizza, best white pizza possible. Mario and his wife, Marianne, were just doing their 2022 taxes, and they knew with 2 locations, they were making about $15,000 per month or $180,000 per year. In a full year at 90%, they would save $27,193 and add in North Carolina state income taxes. The $34,903, they opened a 3rd location in 2024, closer to my house, so I don't go in there because it gives me free food. And in 2025, they're going to open a 4th location. When they retire, 2036, they're leaving 2 pizzerias to 1 adult child, 2 pizzerias to another adult child, no inheritance tax, and then the adult children will continue to save federal and state income taxes. It's an amazing thing. Every time I sell a trust, I give $100 in my mom's name to St. Mary's Food Bank. My grandfather died in December of 1939, and she's food insecure. I can palm a basketball. My mom's fingers were an inch longer than mine. If you would like to reach out to me and set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session, it's a little bit long, but it's www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. And my free class on the Great Discovery is www.sallygimmon.com. Again, I've just gone over only the business and the beneficial spendthrift trusts. There's also a charitable trust, a senior trust. If you're over 65 and making too much money, more than $103,000, it would affect your Part B of Medicare. And then finally, a mineral rights trust. I've only sold one of those. One of my real estate investors inherited his granddad's horse farm in Oklahoma. It has 6 oil wells on it. Please reach out to me if I can answer any questions or help you save money. Again, if your great-great-great-great-great grandson cancels this trust, any taxes saved in the year of 2095 when he cancels it, those would be due. Anything saved before that will never come back. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. Learn how to save just like the rich do. Take care.